Hi class, this is your video feedback this week, and I'm going to go through this as a first-time user to check out the usability, the functions. So let's just jump right in. Michelle, great job. I like how clear your site is. You've updated this particular template well. I wonder, maybe it's okay in the way that you've presented this. Typically, in your portfolio, you're not going to bring attention to the fact that you're currently a student. And for two reasons, because you can always be a student your whole life and you'll still be a professional and producing professional work. Also, because you're going to be graduating, when you start using this probably. So you might think about that. And I like how you've got everything above the scroll that's working well. And so your resume is here. You've done a good job with this. What I recommend is that you also, for everyone, spell out the Adobe applications that you know, because in a keyword search it's going to find that. Okay. Good. Okay. All right. That's great. If you can work with brides, then you've got a lot of skills, a lot of people skills. Marketing material examples. Okay. Nice. Very nice. I like when I can see a campaign in full. I'm thinking this is a picture of words. So this will not be, okay, I understand now. Okay. Okay, so the thing you want to make, it's okay to have a fictional and have your disclaimer here. Anything that relates to being student work, you don't need to bring attention to that. Okay, here's something I want to tell everybody. As long as you're a student, you're under fair use law. That means that in intellectual property, you're able to use pretty much anything you want for your work when you're a student, but that all changes as soon as you graduate. So you want to make sure that you have completely public domain images or your own, okay? It wouldn't be enough to just cite somebody else's, okay? It can't be owned by anyone, or you will become, because you'll no longer be under fair use when it's no longer student work, okay? So everything that's on your site when you graduate will then be considered professional work. Okay, I like this. Very nice. All right, everything seems to be set up nicely, and your social media goes to your pages. Nice and clean. All right, so what you'll do is you'll start to add more campaigns and, separate them perhaps. But all in all, I think it's working well. All right, good job. Hi, Haley. Let's see, I think right off, this needs to be a little bigger and probably, probably either on a white banner, which I don't know that that's going to work, but you might try making this background transparent, okay? You might lose a little bit of your blur here, but I think you'll have to consider that, all right? This is a little bit small when you think about maybe mobile. So here we are, an experience. We're going to come down here, checking the font. Okay. Try and have words that are not by themselves on a line. You can edit things down. Most things can be edited down pretty well. And if somebody wants to ask you about them, they can. So that's all intertext. That's good. I feel like this is just a little big, just a little bit. Okay. Maybe bring that in size down a little bit. Okay. And I would use a Gmail. All right. That's what I think would be a good idea for you. And you'll want to add, okay, you have your social media here. Okay. Okay. Again, go ahead and the particular apps that you're practiced with would be a good idea here. And you can always add some examples if you don't want to put them on your site. You know, maybe you don't have a lot, or it's not what you're really pushing. Then you can put them on your Instagram. You can create a separate Instagram if you want for your Adobe examples, if you don't want to put them on your website. All right, let's pick this color up a little bit in other places. Like you have it here. Yeah, you could even go in and tweak some of these blues, possibly. I know this is a blue screen. All right, good job. Very nice, Desiree. Looking good. This works for now. You know, it's very casual, as it should be. It's a selfie, I think. So you'll want to, in the future, start thinking about getting a shot that is maybe taken by somebody else from that perspective, maybe. Let's take this part off. Being a student, you put that in your education, that you were a Full Sail student. Let's see. I think it's interesting how you've created your own job, basically a marijuana advocate. That's kind of neat. Okay. Okay, so I think this should align with this. That should work. Okay. 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 All right. Very cool. That's a very great about section. Okay. Go ahead and add your Adobe, whether it's Illustrator or Photoshop, InDesign, because that's what they'll be looking for. Resumes will be searched by keywords like that. You can also use the word strategist. Okay, here we want to do away with these because they're not really describing anything, and I have talked with hiring managers who dismiss these, the resumes that have this kind of thing, or pie charts. I know they seem graphically more interesting, and some people recommend them for graphic artists and visuals, but they don't describe enough. You can write proficient or use the terms that Adobe uses if you're, relating it to that. But let's do away with this. All right, so you'll want to work that out however you want, but this, I'm afraid, won't be your best in your best interest. Okay. Very cool. I like it. Okay. Think about this term, out of office, because it almost seems like, I'm not available. I know that's not what you're saying, so consider that phrasing. But everything is looking great. All right. Okay. Nice. All right. Again, you want to work with this, and I'm not sure this goes somewhere. So they do look like icons. If they're art, they're not really coming across as that. Maybe you plan on linking to resources, experts, that would help raise your ranking, in fact. But do go ahead and take the student off and get a Gmail or something like that. All right? Good job, Desiree. I wish you luck. Erica, I really liked this as I looked at it. Very clean. Okay. Nice. Your alignment is good. Okay. So these are options. I would choose one because I'm not sure they're different enough for somebody to think about. Now, if you want to have a separate page for campaigns or have a sign here, header here that says campaigns, and you choose the Lake Worth longboards and you have it really gridded up, really nice to where you have your whole campaign that you created for Lake Worth. You can even add your sketches if you think they're interesting. But that shows a process. But I think, you know, your layout with the magazine, I'm guessing you have that, potentially. That would work really well. So look at mock-ups in your case, free mock-ups. Okay, we want to eliminate this page altogether and just come into here. Okay. You might say, I'm a hardworking manager of a business, and I love what I do. Okay, so I'm not going to go through all of this. You can have a friend read it and tell you, who knows you very well, and tell you, you know, what that should be about. Services looks like that's not quite completed. Let's not have these images that people recognize so readily as a template. It could be that some of your about is talking about your services, in which case you can remove some of that and put it in your services, but that needs to be done. Okay, it certainly needs to be done because once you get to some of the other classes up the road, it's really going to become necessary. Now, this was a skeleton that you were creating, so you know you've done a good job with that. Okay, this is a little lengthy. We want to get into this content, so maybe take 2 lines off. All right, and I would remove these. I know they seem, you know, interesting, but it's actually detracting. I'm not sure you want all caps either. Remember that all caps is like yelling nowadays, so that might come off a little aggressive. So especially in a paragraph form. All right, good job. All right, Brenda, I like how you have your tagline. Everyone should have their tagline on every page because we don't know what page somebody will be entering our site from. All right, let's see. Your social media is currently going to Wix, so you want to make sure that they're going to your site. Make sure that this is fitting your style guide in every way. Okay, so this is an interesting page. Okay. Let's take the underscores out and just put some context here. You know, what it is you did for that. Social media strategy. Okay. Okay, recent grad, that will do. Unless, of course, you're getting work today. Okay. Okay. Let's reverse what you're saying here. If you're saying that you are a social media strategist and a photographer, then keep it consistent below in your About Me. Okay, say social media strategist and photographer instead of photography and social media management. Okay. And this is, okay, your site. You'll want to have a professional shot. This is beautiful, but you'll want a professional shot someday. You can have a peer take it, you know, where you've got either a plain background, a background outside, or something. The resolution is a little grainy here. Okay. And we need to probably dismiss all this background work, or the gray area. Make sure that nothing is cut off in any of your examples. Okay, that is really important here. I think they need a little more space, probably this much. And again, all these need to go to yours. I think you need to fine-tune the colors a little bit. Make sure you're looking at your style guide and that the proportions are the same. Even if they're the same colors, they may be different in proportion. Maybe you had some white. I think we have your image twice. I wouldn't do that. Okay. Okay. All right, good. This is all entered, so it's searchable. Okay. All right. Look at the spacing here, which is different. Keep that in mind. This is smaller than this. If that's your header, then really think about the hierarchy and make sure that it's bigger, like a header would be, much bigger. All right? Or make these smaller. Maybe you want that to be smaller. Okay. All right. And then follow me goes down here. I think I would put contact and maybe put your social media just, it's all right here, but check out your style guide on that. Maybe that you have more white on your style guide. All right? All right, everybody, good job. And I look forward to seeing where this is going to be when you hit web design. All right? Good job.